Standing into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky. He's done it. Clayton Kershaw pitches a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. Tony sends one in the air. The other way. Back it goes. One of a kind player. One of a kind season. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Gibby, meet Freddie. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Happy New Year, Dodgers Nation. We've got an update on Roki Sasaki. His agent, Joel Wolf, revealed key details about the next step for Roki. Also, a free agency update on Jack Flaherty. And we're throwing out the Dodgers' New Year's resolutions. That's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball. Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade. We got it, Parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. Mookie Magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and show on YouTube, presented by dodgersnation.com. My name is Doug McKain, credential member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. And if you haven't yet, do me a huge favor, join the party, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, drop your comments down below. What is your New Year's resolution for the Dodgers? Could be as an entire team, could be about a specific player, but let me know down below in the comment section. By the way, got some breaking news. Yankees center fielder Aaron Judge will be at Times Square tonight to drop the ball on New Year's Eve. Okay, of course, you saw tonight. You can actually think about this. I don't know about you guys. I'm calling it an early night, going to a party in a couple of minutes, but I'm going to be back just so I can watch the game. I want to watch Game 5. And did you know that if you start watching Game 5 of the 2024 World Series at exactly 10:26:44, it will turn midnight the moment that Aaron Judge drops the ball, and the Dodgers' fifth inning that will live an absolute legend forever. It'll be an infamy for the Yankees and their fans, but it'll be a part of Dodgers lore forever. You can watch that. So that's what you should do. Tonight, this is what you do. You go home, pop some champagne, have some wine, throw back some beers, get your drink of choice, whatever it is, and start Game 5 of the World Series at 10:26:44, and you will watch the ball drop. But it won't be that ball. It will be the ball that was off of Tommy Edman's bat and turned into the nightmare inning where the Dodgers came all the way back. They tied it at 5, and they go on to win the World Series. Welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live. How we doing? How we spending our New Year's Eve? Because we do have some news to get into, some stuff to discuss. It was too much to avoid because there was a piece that was put out by Mike DiGiovanna in the LA Times yesterday where there were some details about the team meetings that Roki Sasaki and his agent Joel Wolf have been conducting. There's some stuff that I've heard about it too as well that we'll get into, but let's read some comments. Guys, welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live. Sam Vick here. It's over. We will repeat. Daniel Macy, D-Mac for president. By the way, you guys like my suit. Tonight, look, I'm going to this party. Sure. People are going to judge me. I don't care. Look, let's rock this. I'm rocking my Dodgers suit. This one gives us good luck. You guys know that. Kelly Oshiro got my Teo jersey. I'm ready to effing go. What's up, Kelly Oshiro? Never gets old. Go blue. We have got Jazz Beats. This is a little video I did when I went to the Los Angeles Dodgers World Championship Parade. This is what I was able to capture. Yeah, put that down below. It's amazing stuff. Nando 390 says, Happy New Year's. Be safe and go Dodgers. So keep dropping comments down below. Let's go D-Mac. What's up, Sammy? We got Ben Mazza. We got Jose. What's up, D-Mac? Watch from Bakersfield. Okay, so let's get right into it. So we'll get to the Roki update in a second here. But the first thing I want to touch on is on Jack Flaherty, because a lot of you guys have been asking me about Jack Flaherty and if the Dodgers could still be interested in potentially signing him if they do not acquire Roki Sasaki, if they do strike out on the Roki Sasaki sweepstakes. Well, Ken Rosenthal, he did report a little while back that he could be headed to the Baltimore Orioles as a fallback option if they did not re-sign Corbin Burns. We know that they weren't even close to signing Corbin Burns. He was headed to the NL West. Could have been the Giants and could end up back in the AL East with the Blue Jays or the Red Sox potentially. He ends up with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Orioles have recently checked back in on Jack Flaherty. So the Orioles are clearly a team that's interested in potentially bringing him back, which is really interesting because his time with the Dodgers, it went down as a success. With the Dodgers, he gave them exactly what they needed at the time, especially when you consider the injuries to Tyler Glasnow and Gavin Stone and ultimately Clayton Kershaw. He was thrusted into a position where he had to be a 1 or 2 starter for this team if they were going to go on to win the World Series. But with Baltimore, he struggled. I mean, with the Orioles in 34 and 2/3 innings, he posted a 6.75 ERA in 2023 when he was traded there from the Cardinals during the trade deadline, and it's surprising that they're interested in bringing him back. They must have liked him as a player in the locker room. His teammates clearly loved him, and they clearly saw what he did in LA. So just kind of recap his season a little bit. There were some ups, there were some downs. He was a hit or miss type of pitcher during certain stretches, and he stepped onto the scene in a nice way. The Dodgers against the Oakland A's, he went 6 shutout innings, had 7 strikeouts in his debut. Then he had some ups and downs, and in his final 3 starts of the season, he gave up 10 runs in 14 innings. That ERA went from 2.86 to 3.17, still extremely more than respectable. Definitely a really nice ERA when you look at how he performed the season prior. And in the postseason is really where it was a roller coaster. It was high variance for Jack Flaherty, who was clearly amped, right? This is the hometown kid. He's from Burbank, went to Harvard Westlake. Then he had always dreamt of being a Dodger. He had his mom posting pictures of him in a Dodgers uniform, baby pictures of him wearing Dodger blue, Little League pictures of him wearing Dodger blue. So you know he was amped up because he wanted to help this team win a World Series. And he ends up going in Game 2 of the NLDS. Yoshinobu Yamamoto got the ball in Game 1. And in Game 2, he ended up going 5 1/3 innings. The Dodgers lose that game. And it wasn't a bad performance by any stretch. It wasn't a elite performance either. I think when you think of his performance in Game 2, you think of him striking out Manny Machado and telling him to go sit the F down, and him being one of the Dodgers that stepped up and was barking at Manny Machado after Manny threw the ball in the Dodgers dugout. And that really was a spark for this Dodgers team. But all in all, that started when 5 1/3 innings, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits. But then things changed. He turned it around in Game 1 against the New York Mets in the NLCS. It was his best performance. He went 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, had 6 strikeouts, led the Dodgers to a big 9-0 Game 1 win. Yes, in that one, you had plenty of run support, but still, he had 6 strikeouts, and then you're feeling really good about him in Game 5 of that series when he got the second chance to pitch in that series, and he struggled. In Game 5 of that series, he went just 3 innings, gave up 8 runs on 8 hits, had no strikeouts, 4 walks. He just didn't have it. And there were rumors heading into that one that he was a little under the weather. He didn't blame it on being under the weather after that one, but Dave Roberts said that he was sick. His teammates said he was sick. The velocity was down. He clearly just wasn't himself in that start. And then he bounces back against the Yankees. He goes against the Yankees in Game 1 of that series, and it wasn't a lights-out Sandy Koufax-type World Series appearance or anything like that. But in Game 1, he gave up the go-ahead 2-run home run to Giancarlo Stanton, that moonshot. But still, overall, he pitched well. He went 5 1/3 innings, had 6 punch-outs. And the most impressive thing to me, what really stood out, was he limited those top hitters for the Yankees. He held their top 3 hitters to just 2 hits and 8 at-bats. So he was absolutely pivotal. But then the downs come again. Game 5 of that same series in the World Series, he just didn't have it. So I don't know if it's something about New York, his pitch on the East Coast or something, but he did not have it in the series against the Mets or the Yankees while pitching in New York. In Game 5, he gave up 5 runs in just an inning and a third's work. So he was able to only record 4 outs. He gave first inning home runs to Aaron Judge and Jazz Chisholm. And if it weren't for the Dodgers' heroic, historic, all-time great comeback there, I can still see Garrett Cole pointing to the base. Is Garrett Cole ever going to get to that base? I mean, maybe that'll be his New Year's resolution. I think Garrett Cole's New Year's resolution should be to cover first base. How about that? I think that's an easy one for Garrett Cole. Glad he did not there in the 5th inning of that one. And the Dodgers came back. But if it weren't for that, he would have gotten the loss in that one, and the Dodgers would have been looking at a depleted bullpen and depleted rotation for the final 2 games of that series. But thankfully, they proved heroic. So as far as could they bring him back? I don't think that even if you don't get Roki Sasaki, that they'll go after him. But if you're the Dodgers, you can never have enough starting pitching. And I think the question is, how good are the offers out there for Jack Flaherty? Are there offers out there that are north of $100 million? Are there offers out there that make it to see, okay, it makes it where, okay, did he truly prove to teams in his 1 year after his rough year with the Cardinals, that 1 year where he bet on himself with the Detroit Tigers, signed a 1-year, $14 million deal, had a really nice go of it with the Dodgers. Was that enough for teams to be willing to pay him over $100 million? I think that's a big question there. I don't see it. I think that he's along the range of $21 to $22 million per season. I think a team goes out there, they give him 4 years, 88, 90 million, something in that range. And I just don't think that team is going to be the Dodgers. I think that when you look at this organization, if it's about getting guys like Jack Flaherty, typically it's on 1-year deals. Typically it's when you can get guys like that are trying to get their careers back on track, like he did with the Tigers. So I think the Tigers are an interesting team to potentially bring him back. The Baltimore Orioles, an interesting team to bring him back. But he definitely took advantage of his prove-it deal. Detroit, if he had pitched like he did with Detroit, with the Dodgers, and throughout the entire postseason, then I think he'd get 125 to 150 million potentially. I mean, with Detroit, he had a 2.95 ERA, a 32% strikeout rate, a 4.6 walk rate, and 18 starts. The Dodgers, in 55 1/3 innings, he posted a 3.58 ERA. The strikeout rate went down from 32% to 26 1/3, 26.1%, and the walk rate jumped from 4.6% to 8.1%. So wasn't as good with the Dodgers as he was with the Tigers, but with where the Dodgers Dodgers were at, he definitely was absolutely pivotal to this team. So it's kind of like one of those things, man. It's like, okay, a summer fling. I think Jack Flaherty was a summer fling for the Dodgers, but they're not going to wipe him up, right? They're not going to give him, they're going to give him a World Series ring, but they're not going to give him a wedding ring. They're not going to lock him up. But let me know down below on the comment section, do you want to see the Dodgers sign Jack Flaherty? I mean, if they do not get Roki Sasaki and they're going to a 6-man rotation, you could make sense of it potentially. But from a money standpoint, I just don't see them giving him that type of money. I think if they were going to give a starting pitcher a multi-year deal, maybe it would have been Walker Buehler with some opt-outs. He ends up taking that deal with the Red Sox on a 1-year pact. We got a super chat, 499 from Lorenzo Gaddis. D-Mac, do you think they're letting Mookie play shortstop until Ellie De La Cruz is a free agent? I do not. Absolutely not. I mean, I think you look at Ellie De La Cruz's free agency, that's not for a while. And Mookie Betts, I don't think he's going to be a permanent shortstop every year from here on out. I think that is unrealistic at this age. I think the Dodgers are still, they're saying that he's going to be the shortstop, and Andrew Friedman told me they're going to give him every chance to be the shortstop, but I still think that they're formulating this roster. Look, I mean, who knows? You went out there and you signed Michael Conforto. You re-signed Teoscar Hernandez. You do have Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman is a Gold Glove Award-winning infielder. He won one at second base. Do you still possibly pursue a Luis Robert Jr. and throw him in center field and put Tommy Edman in the infield? That's something you could consider as well. So I don't think this team is done. I really don't. I think this team is going to do every single thing in their power to maximize this roster this offseason so they don't have to put themselves in a position where they have to overpay for players and pieces during the year. So I would not be totally shocked to see some more moves, even if it means position players. We got a 499 super chat from Freedom. Nobody is worth that much, even if they have swings. I will say again, one more time, me before 2024 ends, need a max payroll for all players. The Players Association will never, ever agree with that, so it's not even worth even considering, because anytime a player's making that kind of money, that's how you know that the owners are making that much more. Baseball is a healthy sport. Ratings are up. Revenue is up. The NBA, revenue is down. Ratings are down. Look, no one's ever going to touch football. College football is massive as well, but baseball's in a really good spot, and you're seeing that this offseason that we're talking about. Is the Luis Castillo for Lux rumor true? I'm trying to dig in for Luis Castillo stuff, and I'm trying to see what's really out there on him. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Mariners move Luis Castillo. And the Dodgers, they were very close to trading for him a couple seasons ago when he was on the Cincinnati Reds. If you've been watching this show for years, you know that he was my number one trade candidate for a long, long time. He's got that top shelf stuff that would play up in the postseason that this team certainly values at a high level. BC, they'll still have to trade at the deadline. Yeah, I mean, of course, right? I mean, whether it be a bullpen arm, someone's get injured, a starting rotation piece. Yeah, it's very idealistic. Is it realistic, though? I think you're onto something there. Okay, let's switch gears to Roki Sasaki. So Joel Wolf, he spoke to reporters, and he offered some insight into the pursuit of the Japanese phenom pitcher. And one of the big questions heading into his initial meetings was, would there be players present? Like how Shohei Ohtani was present in the recruitment of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Would you see Yamamoto? Would you see Ohtani at these initial meetings? Well, we have our answer, and that answer is no. Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto were not at the Dodgers' initial in-person meeting with Roki Sasaki that did take place at Wasserman's agency in Westwood, and that was as a request by Roki Sasaki. It says here, one of the criteria for the meetings is that Roki asked that no players were to attend. And there were a couple of teams that had a video from one or two players, but for the most part, it was the general manager, possibly an assistant GM, the manager, the pitching coach, and people from the biomechanics, performance, and training staff. So you had people from the biomechanics, the performance, the training staff, coaches, managers, GMs, analytics department people, pretty much everyone outside of being a player. Those were the types of personnel that were present. And I don't think that that means the Dodgers have a disadvantage here or any advantage because, look, the truth is if Shohei Ohtani or Yoshinobu Yamamoto want to reach out and communicate with Roki Sasaki, they have the means to do so. They have numbers. They have ways to get on contact. So I think that time is coming. I would anticipate that at some point they'll make their presence felt, especially if the organization feels like it's something that could increase the odds of them getting Roki Sasaki. But right now, I think this makes sense. I mean, the last thing you want if you're Roki Sasaki is to feel pressure from some of your WBC Team Japan teammates, right? You want to go into this with a clear head and a clear mind. And I think, too, this allows the Dodgers to highlight what they do best. I think if Ohtani, Yamamoto are there, it might overshadow how good the analytics department is, how good the pitching development and biomechanics and performance and everything that the Dodgers do that you don't see that helps these players have so much success on the mound. So I'm actually happy that this is how things turned out because they'll be able to play that card. Trust me, they will be able to play that card at some point, but this is still early in the process. Joel Wolf said, I think he did that to preserve the integrity of the meeting process, and I think the teams he met would tell you that he was engaged and he asked questions. So, look, you guys have been around your friends, you've been around your family and this and that when you're trying to make decisions. Hey, sometimes it just wants to be you and the person who's going to be paying you, the person you're going to be working for, right? And I think this allowed for Roki Sasaki to ask questions, to get the information that he wanted to take the next step in his process. I think that he's in the process of narrowing it down to the select few of teams that have a realistic shot of signing him. And then when he gets to that point, that's when you bring in the additional resources and the additional players and things like that that could possibly tip the scales in his ultimate decision. Wolf said that Sasaki would return to Japan and, quote, meet with his family and his team of people to decide what the next steps are, possibly meeting with one or two additional teams or narrowing the field, which I think may be more likely. So Roki could either meet with more teams or he could narrow the field. Look, we're already a couple hours away from January, and this decision is going to be coming very soon, January 15th to the 23rd. Before then, in his heart of hearts and his mind, that decision could already be made. So I think that you're going to see narrowing instead of more teams being added. And this is a process that's going to accelerate very quickly here. But I think what makes it interesting was the videos. There was video preparations that were presented to him, and it sounds like they were extremely elaborate. It sounds like a lot of time went into them. Joel Wolf said the level of preparation, the videos, it was like the Roki Film Festival. There were in-depth PowerPoint presentations, short films. Some teams made actual books. People clearly spent hundreds of hours researching Roki and his personal and professional background, and I can't say how much he and his family appreciated. So, hey, all I got to say is if you're making videos, if you're making films, if you're doing things to appeal to someone from a marketing standpoint, who does films better than anyone out there? We're in Hollywood, baby. This is where all the studios are at. Okay, that's what we do here. This is Tinseltown. So you would have to hope that the Dodgers had the advantage from that standpoint. I don't know who they got on it, but we know that when the Dodgers were pitching to Shohei Ohtani, they included a soundbite from Kobe Bryant before he passed away, of course, years ago when they were trying to recruit Shohei back when he originally signed with the Angels. Kobe had made something to tell Shohei how great it is to play in LA and it's the city of champions, all that great stuff. So the Dodgers can get creative from this standpoint, and I'm sure that they did the same here. I'm sure it was pure cinema for the Dodgers and their recruiting process and that. So I actually like that. If it's about movies, hey, give me the town that knows how to make movies, right? Give me Los Angeles. Give me Hollywood. Now, Joe Wolf also said we've had numerous conversations about team location, market size, team's success, but he doesn't seem overly concerned about whether a team has Japanese players or not. In the past, as I've represented Japanese players, that was sometimes an issue, but it was never a topic of discussion. So he thinks that's not an issue, being on a team that has Japanese players. But what he did say at the top of that was they've talked about team success. They've talked about location and market size. If it's team success, who's the team that just won the World Series, right? We know that's going to play in the Dodgers' favor. As far as market size, what we don't know is would he prefer a smaller market, kind of like Shohei Ohtani did, where it was a little more of a comfortable situation. There wasn't as much pressure. That's a question that we all have, and we just don't know. In Dallas, when we talked to Joe Wolf, when he addressed all of the media there was hundreds and hundreds of people listening to him talk about Roki Sasaki. He did say that he didn't know himself, but he also threw in there that maybe the idea of playing in a smaller market, a mid-level market, would be a little more comfortable. One thing he mentioned was that the Japanese media, they were very rough on him, and they had a very bad relationship towards the end. So maybe Roki Sasaki is thinking big market, big media, lots of media, small market, less media, a little more comfortable. I just speculating here, but if that's a part of his process, it makes you wonder where he's at with that. I'm sure it's something that he's considering. He also talked about how Roki Sasaki, as great as he is, the talent, triple-digit fastball, slider, curveball, elite splitter, he's still a work in progress. He's still not a finished project. He said Roki Sasaki is by no means a finished product. He knows it, and the teams know it. He's incredibly talented. We all know that, but he's a guy who wants to be great. He's not coming here just to be rich or to get a huge contract. He wants to be one of the greatest ever, and to be that, he knows he has to challenge himself. I think with his experience at the WBC, being around Yu Darvish and Ohtani, and then seeing Imanaga come over and dominate at such a level in the first half, he realized that in order to take it to the next level, he had to come here, play against the best players in the world, where every day you tap into the resources of a major league team to help him become one of the best pitchers ever, not just to come out of NPB, but in all of Major League Baseball. So that's a very important part of this, is he has this expectation of himself. He's not going to be good. He's not going to be an all-star. He's not going to be a elite player. No. He wants to be one of the greatest pitchers ever. He wants to be an all-time great player. So if you want to challenge yourself, what does that challenge look like? Because is challenging yourself playing for a team in a smaller market that has less talent, so you have to carry more of the load? Maybe it's that. Is it being on a team with Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto where, hey, the challenge is as good as those guys are, I want to be so good, I want to shine so bright and have so much success that people are talking about me a little more than them during certain parts, right? So we just don't know what kind of challenge that he's looking for. I think the way I look at it is, at this point, just from seeing Shohei Ohtani throughout his career, as great as he was in the regular season, he wasn't talked about like he is now until he played in the playoffs, because that's where all the eyeballs are at. That's when you become a part of the national conversation of baseball in this country. So if you want to challenge yourself, it's competing at the highest level against the best players on the biggest stage. And there's no organization in Major League Baseball that can offer you that and essentially guarantee you that like the Los Angeles Dodgers. So if that's the challenge, I think the challenge for me is championships. It's having success when it matters most. That's the ultimate challenge, because baseball is a sport where we know you can be a great player on a bad team. You can be the best player on the worst team and still not even sniff the postseason. Just ask Shohei Ohtani. Just ask Mike Trout. So that's the last thing you want to see if you're Roki Sasaki. Baseball needs its stars on the big stage. So said it yesterday, I'll say it again. Hey, Roki Sasaki, take the blue pill, join the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that is the latest on Roki Sasaki. I know that was a lot, but there was a lot to get into. And you guys know that, hey, you can call us Roki Nation or whatever you want, but I'm not going to keep anything away from you guys. You guys need to know all things Roki Sasaki at any given moment. Okay, so we're going to finish the show today with some New Year's resolutions. I asked you guys over on the X, what are your Dodgers New Year's resolutions? It can be about a player. It can be about a team as a whole. It can be specific. And Ohtani Heaven says Roki Sasaki. BSB says get through half a season without the entire rotation falling apart. Yeah, that's really mine too. New Year's resolution. I don't know what do you have to do. Do you have to throw less, throw with less velocity, throw with less spin, do whatever it takes. Just by all means, if you're going to get injured, fine, but no season-ending injuries, please. And we know that that's unrealistic, but that'd be awesome. We got the show says definitely Glass now tweaking his mechanics up a bit. Would be nice to see him finally get close to 200 innings pitched and see his electric fastball and curveball in October. That's from Show Bets Freddy. I love that name. I love that. It's like that Vince McMahon meme. Hey, Mom, why is my name Show Bets Freddy Teoscar Kike, right? But absolutely. And I wouldn't say you need 200 innings out of Tyler Glasnow, but I definitely think that a healthy 120 to 150 while having a lot of gas left in the tank for the postseason would be perfect. Bill Barker says, I want a healthy team, especially the pitchers. I guess from Maxi Pino. He says the 2024 World Champion gold jersey, I must have it when it drops right before opening day. Yeah, that gold edition jersey is going to be spectacular. It's going to be fire. I've seen some Photoshops that have the whole Dodgers word mark in gold. I personally don't love that one. It kind of looks like the All-Star team jerseys from a couple years ago. I need Dodger blue in my Dodger uniform, so I'd rather see the Dodgers script outlined in gold, but you wonder if they're going to want to change things up from that 2020 jersey. But either way, it's going to look fire. I mean, do you guys like the Dodger gold all the way? Do you guys want to see outline? Let me know. We have Brandon who says his New Year's resolution, sign Flaherty if Sasaki goes elsewhere. MMF says sign Kike. Joey Bonnet says no to punt any playoff games. Interesting. I mean, last time I checked, they were punting, but it was on a Shane Leckler level, right? I mean, if you're going to punt a playoff game, do it because you have to. And the fact that they punted games because you had a limited rotation, you had a limited bullpen at times, and you still won the World Series in 5 games, that's very impressive. So, yeah, I don't want to see that again, though. I'm with you. I don't want to see punting games again just because if you're punting games, it means that you are in a situation where you don't have enough starting pitching depth. So I'm with you on that one. Ricardo says, I like this from Ricardo Madrigal over on the X, says a subway metro, whatever to stop for the stadium. So that'd be really cool. A little subway to Dodgers Stadium. Freddie doubles. Freeman says Gavin Lux an 815 OPS and 150 games at second base. Saul says Dodgers hoping Clayton Kershaw just retires. Ouch. Lorenzo says trade for Luis Robert Jr. But a lot of people are talking about health. But let me know down below, what is your Dodgers New Year's resolution? Let me know down below in the comment section. We have Dodgers should work on a sign and trade for Vlad Jr. That's pretty interesting. DM24 World Series champion Dodgers. Yeah, there's my resolution. Just go back to back. Win another championship. NS, I'm also against punting playoff games, especially in the third inning. It's not like it was a choice, though. It was out of necessity. It's not like it was some cute thing that they were just experimenting with. I mean, the reason why they were punting was because the second that they went to their high leverage relievers early and did not win that game, then they would have been absolutely screwed, and it would have been another year without a parade in Los Angeles. Gene Joe Star says, get Tanner Scott. Scataboo takes his lunch pail. Guys talking about college football. Get Dustin Mound time. That's from Prone to Thrill. Pitcher's arms are not falling off. Yeah, exactly. That's one. Pitcher's arms not falling off. That's a good New Year's resolution right there. Okay, Yang Yi says Dodgers versus Yankees and Dodgers win again. Herman Huerta says being healthy, especially those dog arms. Woof, woof, woof. Yeah, no, get those guys healthy. Get those guys rest, and they've been resting all off season, so that's definitely going to be it. Trump 2024 says trade Lux and Gonsolin for Bo Bichette. That's your New Year's resolution. Interesting stuff right there. Alex PPG, breaking news: Arson Judge dropping the New Year's ball tonight at Times Square. Yeah. I love that. We'll end on that note because I got to get out of here. I just want to give you guys an update on Roki, on Jack Flaherty, give you some New Year's resolutions. Bilal Case is Whack'em Sticks, check and bounce. That's a good one. But shout out to Whack'em Sticks, man. Shout out to all you guys, man. This has been an incredible year. An incredible year to be a Dodgers fan. An incredible year to have you guys on this show, making it the #1 Dodgers show on YouTube, #1 Dodgers podcast. From spring training to Seoul, South Korea, to opening day, to the ups and downs of the regular season, to finding a way to win this division. The first year of Shohei Ohtani having a 50-50 season, winning MVP, to coming back down trailing against the San Diego Padres. They thought they had this one, and no, not so fast. Dodgers come back, beat the Padres in the NLDS. Then they beat both New York teams, first the Mets in the NLCS, then the Yankees in the World Series. Win the World Series in 5 games, and we have our first parade in LA since 1988. Chef's kiss. What a year for your Los Angeles Dodgers, and I think this is just the beginning of a Dodgers dynasty. I truly believe that. I think this organization is as all in as any organization, not just in baseball, but in all of professional sports. They know the kind of talent they have. They know what it takes to now win in a full 162-game season with the postseason, everything that comes along with that. And they're hungry. They're starving for more championships. And what a year it's been. And cheers to all you guys out there for making this show what it is. Appreciate that. And let's get some more comments before we head out of here. Got some super chats. A $4.99 super chat. Dodgers will be in the playoffs with or without Sasaki. I just want to see us knock out the big mouth Padres again and move on. It's a fire take. We have some more Devil Padres offered Sasaki too. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing with Sasaki. I have people that I trust that they say that the Dodgers have the inside track. And then I also have people that I trust that say the Padres have just as good of a chance, if not more. So it's tough. It depends on who you talk to. And I think that a lot of this is in Roki's mind. He's a player that even his agent said he doesn't know fully. So I think that anyone who's claiming they know everything about Roki Sasaki is just straight up lying to you at this point. I think that he knows what he's looking for, and I don't think that he has completely 100% made his decision. But I still think that, man, Dodgers make so much sense, man. Come on, Roki. Come on, Roki. That's my New Year's resolution. Just a resolution for Roki Sasaki is win with the Dodgers, win a World Series. But Galio 90 says, Roki, you want to be the best and put on the blue and white and prove it. Awesome. I like this. Halo is a fire take. New Year's Eve resolution, Andrew Friedman to take over the Lakers front office. Yeah. Can he clone himself and just run the Lakers? Because he could do a much better job than Rob, in my opinion. Although last trade was pretty decent, but for sure. Absolutely. We will definitely, Cleany, Yos, I definitely will do some recaps of seasons past for you. D-Mac, here's to drinking many shoeys in 2025. Jose Del Rancho. Yeah, we'll get some shoeys popping too. Man, you guys a New Year's shoey at some point. But guys, like I said at the top of the show, party tonight with your family, party responsibly, but start watching Game 5 of the World Series at exactly 10:26:44, and you will watch the ball drop in New York, and the New Year's Eve will begin at the moment that Aaron Judge drops the ball. So if you're in LA, it's a little different, but still 10:26:44 Pacific time, you'll still have all the fun. You'll watch Aaron Judge drop the ball. It'll be a great moment. Or you could even set it to where they win the World Series. I mean, Garrett Cole pointing would be pretty funny too. But whatever it is, just make sure that you're enjoying yourself tonight, and appreciate what a year it is for Dodger baseball. I appreciate all you guys for rocking with us all season long. And we got a massive year, bigger and better than ever in 2025. Lots of big stuff planned for you guys. Interviews, giveaways, more shows, different content, all here at Dodgers Nation. So you guys the best. You know I love you all. Dodgers Nation, you guys absolutely rocking. Happy New Year to all of you guys out there. Remember, nothing brings together quite like Dodger baseball. I always say that, but I truly do mean that. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, drop some comments down below. Do you think the Dodgers get Roki Sasaki? Would you want to see them sign Jack Flaherty if they don't sign Roki Sasaki? And what is your New Year's resolution for the Dodgers as a team, or it could be specifically about a player? We'll read some more of those on the next show. But that's going to do it, guys. Happy New Year, Dodgers Nation. Remember, like I said, nothing brings together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time.